They thought they were very good actors, but they failed, and now you can see their failure. Hi there, and thank you for submitting your essay for assessment at IELTS Juice. Let's read the rubric. In some cultures, children are often told that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. So there are three takeaways here. One, in some cultures, so we are limited to some areas of the planet. These areas can be countries, can be microcultures, can be different areas, sections, regions. So IELTS just basically is saying that there are limited areas, but you choose which areas, what limitations, it's fine. So we have some limitations, but it's not that very restrictive, I mean. As the second one, children is the focus. Children are people, around the ages, or from the ages of 2, maybe 3, all the way up to 11, 12. So before they become teenagers, you know, that's children. That category is called children. And they're often told that they can achieve anything. Look at the often told. It's a passive voice. It means we don't care who tells them. It can be a teacher, it can be parents, it can be an adult, grandfather, grandmother, a relative, and a much older relative. It doesn't matter who is telling our children. That's why we have a passive voice here. That they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. This is the message. So some adult, we don't know who, tells our children, you can have anything if you work hard enough for that. That mindset is taught in certain geographical locations on the planet. This is the correct mindset we want to get into the response. Now, let's see the essay type. The essay type says, what are the advantages and disadvantages of giving children this message? What are the advantages, plural, disadvantages, plural? So we need at least 2 advantages and at least 2 disadvantages. But that's it. Beyond these 2, IELTS doesn't ask a question like, which one outweighs the other one? We don't have that. We simply have advantages and disadvantages side by side. You just present them and you don't make any decisions. You just present the facts. So there are 2 main ideas. On that note, let's read the response. It is often taught in many cultures, it's very good, around the world that juveniles can achieve anything they set their minds to. It's a very good paraphrase of the rubric. I love it. I believe the benefits of such teachings, it's a very good word, are learning hard work and better career prospects. So we have 2 elements. Learning how to work hard and having a brighter future in case of occupation. While the drawbacks being delusion and burnout. Excellent. So we have 2 other drawbacks, delusions and burnout, and they will appear in the same sequence in the following paragraphs. So in the first paragraph, I know I'm going to first read something about hard work and then something about career prospects. And in the second body paragraph, which is going to be about drawbacks, I'm going to learn about delusion and burnout. Let's continue. On the one hand, teaching youngsters that hard work pays off results in the development of a resilient mindset. We're here. This can lead them to put in the hours required to succeed in any task they attempt to finish, no matter how long. Cool. By doing so, they are well prepared to encounter the numerous obstacles they will eventually face in their careers. Correct? Particularly when employers expect their employees to work long hours. We are not talking about employers. We're talking about the time when it is tough. We encounter, there will be a time, there are numerous obstacles that they will face. So there will be a time when employers will ask them to just go, I'm sure you've heard it, 110% in, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so they bring in their A game. And that is a moment in life. So we needed this connector here. For instance, most mega corporations, I like this word is very good. This is actually a sophisticated word. Like Apple and SpaceX, expect their employees to work arduous, wow, beautiful, hours in order to remain in the company. If employees do so, they will climb up the corporate ladder. Good. That's a good word. Than their peers who are not as hardworking. Fair enough. Fair. I love it. I love it. We covered the teachings, learning hard work, how to work hard, and also better career prospects in this paragraph. It's very good, very well organized. It could be better if we had a better differentiator between the two. Both of them are kind of synced, which is good which is actually a skill that you are showing off for your cohesion. So sentences are very well connected to each other. But when we have these two as their distinct identity, I still need to see their distinct identity so they both receive their own development and their own examples. The next body paragraph. On the other hand, when parents instill a resilient mentality in their children, it's a good focus. This may result in delusion and an inflated idea of self-worth. Now we need to explain. Telling juveniles they can achieve anything if they work harder might result in ambitions that are not based on reality. Okay? Moreover, when they eventually fail in achieving their goals, they might burn out from the pressure. I think there was, yes, there was a hyphen here. Burn out is a phrasal verb or a verb phrase, whichever term you're comfortable with. It's a group of words that form a verb. Burnout is a noun, as all one word. We need a verb here. So that's why we don't, this is a bad error. This is a punctuation error, yes, but it's even more than that. It's a vocabulary error too, to differentiate between the verb and the noun. So this has to be a verb. They might burn out from the pressure of trying to impress their guardians or teachers. For example, Los Angeles is filled with failed actors. It's actually an interesting example, who thought they were, because we are referring, they thought they were. We're talking about a fact that happened in the past. If you want to say it is still prevalent and everything, then every sentence must be who think they are the next Hollywood star. That would be correct. But if we're going to talk about the people who are now, we know, are failures right now. We know, we look at data, we look at people, we see there are failed actors right now. These are the people whose facts, or one of their facts was they thought they were very good actors, but they failed, and now you can see their failure. This is the way we need to address that. The next Hollywood star. And instead of trying to recover, they decided to do service jobs. Oh, yeah, that do not have any prospects later. Okay, I mean, this is a bit harsh, like they don't have any prospects ever. They do have some, there's hope. We needed a more sophisticated language here. We are talking about, again, not wrong, but we're talking about good versus beautiful language. Something is good and correct. Some other things are better and, you know, more sophisticated, more professional. In conclusion, teaching youngsters a resilient mindset is a vital element to success in any work environment. However, they also should teach them how to make their ambitions and dreams based on reality. Oh, this meaning of so is different. It's like, so they do not become delusion and potentially burnout. In that meaning, this so means therefore. And this usage of so in writing is not very formal. We need to use therefore. Essays are formal responses. We need to maintain formality. But I think what we actually wanted to say is so that, in not the meaning of therefore, but in order to, it's like, in order not to become delusional and potentially burn out. I think that was the message. We didn't want to say the result or on reality, therefore they do not become, we didn't want to say that this is it, and because of that, thanks to this, they will become delusional and potentially burn out. We wanted to say, we want their ideas to be based on reality, so that they do not become, in order not to become delusional and potentially burned out. So they do not burn out and they do not become delusional. All right. This has some, it needs a little more touch. They do not become delusional and potentially avoid burning out. Maybe that's sound, or they do not, they, it sounds a bit, there's something missing. This and connects, but what does it mean? Like they do not burn out? They do not burn out. Maybe. It is still a bit awkward. Anyway, 309 words. Let's look at the band descriptors. So very well, the task response is everything is sufficient. There were small, very small little elements that I said. They should have been there, but they're not. So that is one. Coherence and cohesion, again, we had one so that, or even if it was just so, it was not formal. That was one. And the other one was when, with a time frame. Both of them needed to be changed. So that's why it gets a 6 only for those two connecting errors, but it was sequential. And the rest of the sentences, we had technically all the elements of cohesion apart from this. As for vocabulary, the range was really sufficient with minimum errors. The errors in grammar was a bit higher than errors in vocabulary. It wasn't anything to affect our communication. And we also had a variety of complex structures. There were some attempts of complex structures, many of them were successful, but still we had some errors. So that's why many of them were error-free, just one or two needed more work, needed some small attention. All in all, 7 is a fair score for this. It needs a bit more work for 7.5. A bit more work, a bit more attention. And you see, mostly we're talking about the difference between something correct and normal versus something beautiful and sophisticated and professional. So we're not, this course in this assessment is not based on whether it's correct or incorrect. It's between if it's correct or it could be more sophisticated. Thank you again, and I hope I will be assessing more essays from you. On that note, take care.